So I'm trying something a little different that I've never actually done before, and I know everybody else who goes on rants like these usually writes it out ahead of time and does a bunch of jump edits and does all this stuff to make them look better and more professional, possibly more entertaining. I am just thoroughly disgusted with people because my folks were down to 2 rolls of toilet paper and their truck wouldn't start. So I fixed the truck, said, I'll take it to the gas station, fill it up, and while I'm on the way, I'll grab a couple rolls of toilet paper. I wasn't, going for a whole truckload of it. I just wanted, a small pack of toilet paper. So I drove about 65, 70 miles today before I could find a dollar store that had about a dozen 4-packs of toilet paper left. And the girl behind the counter actually said, "Don't tell anybody where you got this from because we want to keep it for the people that need it." And I'm like, we're doomed. If some kind of disaster strikes and people's first thought is, I'm going to buy $150 of toilet paper, and enough people that it emptied out all the major chains nationally, then what are they going to do if they don't have food? I mean, what are they really planning to do with that? I mean, toilet paper and hand sanitizer. You could make a Molotov cocktail maybe, or something, but you can't burn it for heat outside of that, not in any useful quantity. You can't use it to keep yourself warm. You can't eat it. So what are you really going to do for all of that besides deprive actual working systems of the things that they need to function? Namely hospitals. Like, I work at a hospital, and we're actually handing out the little, gift giveaway, it's not the right term for it, but the little things with the hospital logo on it that have an ounce or two of waterless hand sanitizer in it. They were given those to the people that work there because they can't get their hands on anything else. I mean, same with the breathing masks. I have a half-mast respirator and 1 package of respirator filters because I used to work as a welder. So I'm thinking, I'll just poke my head in the hardware stores and see if they have 1 or 2 packs kicking around, and I'll pick up a pack just in case I wind up needing them for something. I mean, we have a lot of stuff that goes on around my parents' farm that I help out with. There's painting, drywalling, all kinds of things you might want a respirator for. Nope. Not just the welding filters, but the full mask respirators, the activated charcoal respirators, the painting respirators, the plain old dust masks. Everything's gone. And again, going back to the hospital angle, they kind of need those. And the employees there that might have to go into a patient room that's got some kind of infectious disease need those. I mean, we're not just talking about doctors, surgeons, and similar, and nurses. Think of all the people that work in infrastructure. I mean, if something breaks in a hospital room, any hospital room, there's a potential that there could be a contagious person in there, COVID-19 or otherwise. There's been plenty of times at a previous hospital job I had where, and I work in IT, again, I had to go into an isolation ward. I mean, where the whole floor is locked down, not just individual rooms. And you're putting on the gloves, you're putting on the gown, you're putting on the face masks, the booties, the hat, everything. And those things are gone. Like, they're gone. Hospitals are just operating off of what they happen to have stocked. And what they have stocked isn't very much because in our current functioning system, the hospitals are largely for profit, so in order to have a large profit margin, you don't have a lot of stock. You order the absolute minimum you need to get by. And because of that, well, now things are falling apart because nobody wants to keep stock because it cuts into profits. And that could go into a whole nother long rant, but we'll save that one for when I've been drinking. The bottom line is, if you yourself are hoarding these things, stop it. If you know somebody who is, tell them to stop it and get them to, at the same price that they bought it for, sell it to people who need it. If you see someone that's hoarding these things, tell them to knock it off. Curse at them for all I care. If I saw somebody in the middle of a grocery store with $150 worth of toilet paper and in the checkout line, I would literally say, what the fuck are you going to do with all that? I mean, really, what are you going to do with all that? You can't burn it, you can't eat it, you can't use it to keep yourself warm, so what are you going to do? Who told you that we were going to have no toilet paper tomorrow? Rant over. I don't know how much sense that made. Unfortunately, as it stands right now, I'm kind of keeping my distance from everybody because I don't want to take something into the hospital, and I don't want a chance that I've taken something out of the hospital. Because it takes a little while for this kind of thing to show up. So for those of you that stuck through it to the end, if you're an intelligent person, thinking person, keep being that way. If you see something, say something. Because right now, the only thing that's going to stop the majority of idiots from being idiots is to, well, that's probably not even going to stop them. Hopefully what'll stop them, or at least get them to think a little bit, is going to be to see something and maybe even a little bit of public embarrassment. It's a tough job, but I'm willing to do it.